So hello everyone, in this video we'll be understanding more about JavaScript strings and the operations that we can perform on strings that we'll be seeing in this video. So we'll be doing everything practically, but let's understand the theory first. So what is a string in JavaScript? We already covered that. A string is a sequence of letters, numbers, special characters, and arithmetic values or combination of all. Strings can be created by enclosing the string literal string characters either within single quotes or double quotes. As shown in the example below, you can see that we have this variable called my string, and inside that we have stored one string in a single quotes, and then we also have this other string which is the same variable where my string, and this one is also called a string value because we have this double quote here. So it can have an either this single quote or this double quote. What is string in JavaScript? That's continued. You can use quotes inside a string as long as they don't match the quotes surrounding the string, that we already learned that. We cannot use the double quote inside. If we are using double quotes outside the string, so we cannot use double quotes. We have to use the opposite quote inside the sentence or inside the string. But if we want that double quote to be presented, then we'll be using the escape sequence or escape characters backslash, and then we'll be using double quote. Then we'll not have any problem. That we already seen in the last video, I think, previous videos maybe. He said goodbye. So now you can see the double quotes inside are inside in the single quote, and similarly the single quote is inside the double quote. In here you can see we have to match both the opening quote and the closing quote, because otherwise it will give us the syntax error. You can see this isn't matching, the quotes isn't matching. That's why, so we cannot call this as a string. The quotes should match in starting and at the end. Then we have escape characters. As I told you that if you want to use single or double quotes inside the string, and if you are using the same quote outside, then you will be using this escape character, which is a backslash character, and after that you can use the quote here, so it will treat it as it is in the sentence as well. So you can see in the double quotes, in the starting there are double quotes and in the end as well, and inside also we are using the double quote by adding this backslash symbol. So we can easily use it if we use this backslash symbol or escape character. So this way you can also use the same quote inside the string as well. We also have other escape sequences or other escape characters. You can see we have this backslash n, which is used to go to the next line. So if you specify backslash n here, then if you console log this string variable, then he said will come in one line and goodbye will come on the next line. So this does this, and backslash t is replaced by the tab character. Tab gives extra spacing. R is carriage return, which is similar to enter. Backslash b is for backspace character. It will remove the backslash one character in the reverse order. And if you want the backslash symbol to be added inside a string, so you'll be using 2 times backslash, so it will render single backslash in the string. You can see everything is given to us, or the examples are given to us. You can see, so backslash n jumps over the lazy dog. So now you can see if we print this out, so the sentence will be the quick brown fox in one line and jumps over the lazy dog in the next line. And we also added this pre-tag, so that everything returns as it is, as the formatting we have given to it. Otherwise the browser will auto format that, so that we don't want. That's why this pre-tag is added before this string. Similarly, we have this backslash symbol, so we cannot add this backslash symbol. I told you, if we want to add this single backslash symbol, then we have to add double backslash instead of a single backslash, because that is treated as a escape character. So we cannot use escape character to print directly. So if you want this single backslash, so we have to use it 2 times, then the single backslash will be printed. You can see that now it will look like this. If we create a string like this, so it will be printed like this. But if we had this single backslash only, then we won't be able to actually print the exact one. We can also perform different operations on JavaScript. We have some methods and properties attached to a JavaScript string. Technically, only objects can have properties and methods. We'll understand what are objects. But in JavaScript, primitive data types can act like objects when you prefer to them with the property access notation, dot notation. So if we use dot on a string, then we can access the properties or the methods on which, like whatever the methods and properties are assigned to that particular data type or that particular primitive data type, that we can easily access by this dot notation or dot simply. So getting length. So if you want to get the length of a string, length means you want to get the number of characters contained in the string. So at that time you will be using the length property here, which you can see. So there is a string stored. This is a paragraph of text, and we are getting the number of characters inside this string by using this dot length property. I told you why we are using dot here, because we want to access the properties and methods assigned to a string. So that we can access by using string1 or the variable name dot length. Then it will give us the characters that are total inside this string. So you can see 28 characters are returned, and now we have 30 because we have added 2 more characters. So one space and this backslash n is only 1 character, so 2 characters are increased now. If you want to find a particular string inside another string, for that you can use index of. So this will return the index of that particular string where it is starting. So basically it is creating a variable str and storing this line or this string. And in the second one, we have this where pos variable or pos variable. In that we are storing the position or the index of that particular word we are searching. So I use this str variable, which is this variable which is containing our string, and then we accessed one method which is called index of, which returns the index of a particular character or a word. So if we pass a word here, let's say facts, so it will search in the complete string and it will find the first matching string where it is starting. So it matched here, so that so it will give the first character or the index of this f character. And now if we count from I, so it will be 0 1 space 2 3 4 5 6, and the seventh one is this f. So it will return the position of this that facts word where it is starting. So it is starting from the 7th index, so it returned 7 index. So now we can alert or console log this out, so it will return 7 here. So it will return you the first matching position of that particular word which we are searching in this method. We also can search the last index of the particular word we are searching. So if you don't want the first matching word, if you want the last matching word, so we can also do this. You can see the last one is on the 46th position, so it is searching for this one. So now you can see it is returning 46 because the last occurrence of this word facts is starting from here, so the index of this f is 46. That's why it is returned to this variable, and then we are printing that out. Both the index of and the last index of method returns -1 if the substring is not found. So if something or some word is not in the complete string, then it will return -1. Both methods also accept an optional integer parameter which specifies the position within the string at which to start the search. So you can specify the search index as well, or search start index as well. For example, you want the facts to be searched after 20 index. So after 20 characters, you want to start searching this fact. So it will leave out the first 20 index of characters and then it will start searching this facts ahead. So this is basically that. So we can specify the starting index of our search when we want. Otherwise, it will take the default 0th index and it will search the complete array or complete string. So this goes for this one as well. Then we can also grab some or extract some characters from a string by using this slice method. This method takes two parameters: starting index of the character, that from where we want the character to be extracted, index at which to begin extraction basically, and an optional end index, index before which to end. So we can specify an end index or ending index where you want the string to be like finished extraction. And then otherwise, if you don't specify that, because it is an optional value, if you don't provide that, so it will take up the complete string after the starting index. Let's see an example. In this one, you can see we have this variable str and we have stored this line of text or this line of string, and we are getting the substring, or we are creating the substring variable in which we are getting the letters or getting the group of letters or the words from the fourth position or fourth index, 0 1 2 3 4. So from q to 15. So from 4 to 15 index it will be here. So it will return quick brown to us. So quick brown will be stored inside sub str. If you don't provide the n index, then it will take up the complete string after the starting index. So that's why it provided it this 15 index where to stop the extraction. So quick until this n, which is the 15th index. Then it returned quick brown, and then it is logging this out or document.write this variable. So then we will get this quick brown, or which is a part of this string we got from this str.slice method. You can also specify negative values. The negative value is treated as str length or string length plus start index, where string length is the length of the string. It implies string.length. For example, if starting index is -5, it is treated as string length -5. So what is the string length? You can minus that index and that negative index, then you will get the index of that particular letter. If start index is greater than or equal to the length of the string, slice method returns an empty string because nothing is after that, right? Also, if optional n index is not specified or omitted, the slice method extracts to the end of the string. So it will go to the end of the string. Now in this case, you can see it is providing the -28 index. So -28 comes from the length. You can minus the length. The complete length is first deducted from this -28, and then that becomes the starting character, and then after that we can similarly provide the n index. In here -19 is given as the end index. The method I told you that you have to minus it from the length of the characters, and then you will find the index of that end character. So basically it will return fox jumps. So f is the starting index and s is the ending index. So that will be printed out. And similarly, if we provide 31 as the starting index, and then if you don't provide any n index for that slice method, so it will go to the end of the string without you specifying that. So it is a default nature. It will take up the complete string at the end till the end, and it will get the starting position from 31 and it will go to the end of the string. So this is basically the slice method you can use. You can try this practically on your own, but in the next video we'll be doing that practically as well. Don't worry. Some of the things we'll be doing the practical thing. You can also use a substring method to extract a section of given string based on start and end index, like str.substring. So this is also another method, just like the slice method we have. We can also use this method. We can also specify start and end index in substring method. The substring method is very similar to the slice method except few differences. If either argument is less than 0 or is not a number, it is treated as 0. So if it is given minus, so we cannot give minus to it. Minus isn't treated here. So it will treat 0 as the minus index. So if we provide minus 5, so it will treat it as 0. So we cannot give less than 0 any index. If either argument is greater than string dot length, it is treated as if it were string dot length. So if we give the greater than or the length greater than the string length, so it will automatically treat it as string dot length. So for example, if a string is having 40 characters and if you're specifying that 41, so it will treat it as 40, not 41. So this is the difference. But in the slice, it will give you the empty string. If start index is greater than n index, then substring will swap those two arguments. For example, 50 is not equal is equal to 05. So you can specify like if the n index, if a starting index is greater than an end index, this one is the starting index, this one is the end index. If it is greater than the end index, which shouldn't be there, then it will swap both the numbers. So it will treat 0 as the first index or starting index and 5 as the end index. So it automatically swaps that. So these are the some automatic feature in this substring method. So if you want to use that, you can use it definitely. But slice is a more advanced version, so you can use it. This one is the very good method. You can use this one. So you can see it is doing all the operations which it did. So it will print nothing if you specify negative indexing. So that is the case. Similarly, other operations are there. So you can see that. In the others, it is just like that. But when the starting index is greater than the n index, it will swap the numbers. So it will treat 0 as the starting index and 9 as the end index. You can also use substr method instead of substring. You can also use substr if you want to specify the number of characters to grab after a starting index. So this one is the starting index, for example 4, and after that you want 15 characters. So you can specify that in substr method. So the syntax is just like this: starting index and the length of the characters that needs to be extracted from that string. So I want 15 characters from fourth position or fourth index. So it will grab the 15 characters or next 15 characters from that starting position. If length is 0 or negative number, an empty string is returned. So it will not give you anything because we cannot specify negative indexing here. The length shouldn't be 0 or negative, otherwise it will return you empty string. So the following example demonstrated how it works, so you can see that. But in this we can use the negative indexing at start and the number of characters that needs to be accessed. So here you cannot specify the negative indexing for the length. Obviously we don't specify length as negative, so you cannot specify, but you can specify starting index as negative, and then the second index is the length of the characters. We can also use replace method to replace part of a string with another string. This method takes two parameters, a regular expression to match a substring to be replaced and a replacement string like str.replace, and we can use substring or a regular expression, and then we can provide the next string that needs to be replaced. So replace method changes some word into another word. So for example, in this case, we have this color red looks brighter than color blue, and I want to replace this color to paint. So now it didn't change the first color, this one, because the C was capital, but it changed the one which was in the same manner or which was in the same casing color. So it changed this color into paint. So we can easily change any word in a particular sentence or in a string by using replace method. But if you don't want if you want in case sensitive, if you want to replace the words without checking the cases, then you can use the regular expression like this. You can see I added backslash and then this color and then one more backslash and this I. This I specify that you don't have to check the case of the word. You can replace color with paint, whether it is matching a case or not. And also this one, you can see both of them are replaced. So it was already replaced, but this one was replaced by this without checking the case. So I means in case sensitive, and it is changed to paint now. So this was the case, but you can see this color is not changed with the paint value. And why is that? Because it will only change one occurrence or the first matching one. Only one occurrence will be changed for that particular word, not complete or not all the occurrences. If you want all the occurrences to be changed into this word, let's say if I want this one to be changed in paint as well as this one also to be changed in the paint, so then I can use this ig formatter or modifier. This will allow us to change both of them or all the occurrences of a particular word which we are checking in regular expression. So all the color without checking the case, you can change them into paint. So now you can see the result will be like this. So paint, the first one is changed into paint, and then this one is also changed. So it will change all the occurrences of that word without checking the case because we have specified I, and it will completely change all the occurrences with this G if we specify G here. So that is the case. We can also change a string into uppercase or lowercase by specifying or calling this method, which is to uppercase. You can see it will return hello world in capital. We can also get it in smaller case by using to lowercase. So you can see it is now in smaller case. So these are two simple methods that you can also use. We can also join two, or we can concatenate two characters or two strings that you already know. So this is the, by adding plus symbol, you can concatenate the words. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the another one.